Understanding how people judge their social worlds is crucial in the field of social psychology for several reasons, such as predicting and explaining behavior, identifying some biases and stereotyping, conflict resolution, health and well being, decision making, legal criminal justice system, social influence and persuasion, group dynamics, psychological well being, social change. So, understanding how people judge their social worlds is essential for addressing a wide range of social, psychological, and societal issues. It provides insights into human behavior, motivations, biases, and cognitive processes, which can use to improve relationships, reduce prejudice, enhance decision making, and promote overall well being and social progress. Judging our social worlds involves a complex interplay of various cognitive processes, both conscious and unconscious. Let's try to explore how each of the concepts we can mention plays a role in this process with practical examples. First is the what we call two brain systems. Daniel Kahneman proposed two modes of thinking. System 1 is fast, intuitive, and automatic, while System 2 is slow, deliberate, and analytical. In social judgments, System 1 might lead us to make quick decisions based on stereotypes. For example, assuming someone is good driver because they drive an expensive car. That is our stereotype. Next is the System 2. On the other hand, would involve a more thoughtful evaluation of their driving skills based on evidence. Next is what we call priming. Priming is the activation of certain thoughts or associations in our minds, which can influence subsequent judgments. For example, if you see a news article about crime committed by someone or a particular ethnicity, you might unconsciously associate that ethnicity with criminal behavior in future judgments. Next is embodied cognition. This concept suggests that our physical experiences and sensations can influence our judgments. For example, holding a warm cup of coffee can lead to a more favorable impression of a person you meet shortly afterward because warmth is associated with positive emotions. Next is intuitive judgment. Intuitive judgments are quick, automatic, and often based on heuristics. For example, if you meet someone well dressed and confident, you might intuitively judge them as successful. On the other hand, controlled processing involves deliberate thought and critical analysis, which might lead you to a question your initial judgment and seek more information. Next, is what we call the overconfidence. This phenomenon occurs when individuals tend to be overly confident in the accuracy of their judgments, even when evidence is lacking. For example, if someone might be overly confident in their ability to predict stock market movements based on limited information, leading to financial losses. Next is what we call the confirmation bias. This is the tendency to seek and interpret information that confirms our existing beliefs and judgments while ignoring or downplaying contradictory evidence. For example, if someone believes a certain political candidate is excellent, they might only focus on news and information that supports that beliefs. Next is what we call heuristics. Heuristics are mental shortcuts we use to make judgments. The representativeness heuristic involves judging the likelihood of an event based on how well it matches a prototype. For example, assuming a person is librarian because they wear glasses and are quiet, matching the librarian prototype. The availability heuristic, on the other hand, involves judging an event's likelihood based on how easily examples come to mind. If you recently heard about multiple car accidents, you might overestimate the risk of car accident. Next is what we call the counterfactual thinking. This is the process of mentally simulating what if scenarios. For example, After narrowly missing a flight, you might think about how close you came to a disaster. Counterfactual thinking can affect judgments as it might lead to regret or relief. Next is what we call the illusory thinking. People tend to believe that extreme events or performance will naturally regress toward the average over time. For example, if a student scores exceptionally high on tests, they might believe their next score will be lower because it's unlikely to be as exceptional. Next is mood and judgments. Research has shown that our current emotional state can influence our judgments. If you are in a positive mood, you might judge people and situations more favorably, while negative mood when can lead to more critical judgments. Overall, our judgments of social world are shaped by combination of automatic and controlled cognitive processes, biases, heuristics, emotions, and previous experiences. Understanding these factors can help us more understand and be informed and rational judgment in our social interactions.